Hello everybody and welcome back. Today we have a regular update on the Fluval Evo 13.5. We've got a couple more corals added to the tank, and I'd just like to explain a few things that's going through the tank, the stage it's going through, and a couple more things. So let's dive straight in. So to start with is I've been getting a lot of comments on the lid that's on this tank, because some people think that I've been getting this specifically off like a website or something specifically for the Fluval Evo. No, that's not the case. I actually got this lid custom made from a local glass business. It was super cheap. It took about 2 to 3 days for them to make it, and I'd go out there and collect it. Luckily, it's just down the road, so I'll just get you a closer look here. It's so easy to take off. Look, there we go. Easy. It's not low iron. It's just normal glass. It's got rounded edges. I think it's 4mm thick, because this glass is 5 and it looks a little bit thinner. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is 4mm thick, so it's not going to chip or anything. You can flick it. It's fine. It's not going to break. Yeah, it's really good. Keeps the heat in, so the heat is not on so much. It stops evaporation by about 90%. Obviously, it's not covering the rear chambers, just to let some heat out, some gas exchange, let the cables run out, and I don't really need a lid over the back really, because fish aren't going to jump out of that. The reason I decided to go for a glass lid is because I don't like the look of the net cover, and I can't afford to have this open top, because I do have a really nice Royal Grammar dotty back fish in here, which is really nice, and it was reasonably expensive. I think it's like £50, something like 55. I really don't want to afford to lose that fish. It's really nice, so I thought just to be safe, just put a glass lid over it, and it doesn't look too bad. Obviously, it looks a lot nicer open top. But this kind of clears up, so all the droplets usually get, initially you put the lid on, you get loads of like little evaporation, little droplets on top of the thing, but they all just eventually drop down after a few weeks, and then the whole glass just stays completely clear, which is really good. And then putting it back on is as simple as that. Takes 5 to 10 seconds. Drop it in. There we go. Easy peasy. It's so easy to do. So if you want a glass lid, not just for an Evo but for any tank, if you've got any local businesses that custom made glass or anything, just go down there, give them some dimensions, and if it's not right, you can always do it again, because it's so cheap. I think this was £8. £8. It's so cheap. So moving on with the tank, everything is doing really well actually. Fish is doing great, feeding off New Life Spectrum pellets, which is this stuff, probably the healthiest food you can get. It's a little bit pricey. I think it's about £15–16 a pot, but it's literally got all vitamins, minerals, all the foods in it. Really good stuff, really nutritious. Definitely will boost the colour up on your fish. So I've got 2 shrimp, cleaner shrimp and a blood red fire shrimp. Both don't, they completely ignore each other really. They don't fight, nothing. Was a bit cautious of that, having 2 different types of shrimp in here, but clean shrimp and a fire shrimp, at least these 2 are completely 100% peaceful towards each other. Corals wise, obviously I'm not fussing about coral at the moment. This is going to be an SPS only tank. It's just going through its ugly stages to begin with. We've got 2, give you some close-ups in just a minute, but we've got 2 Mailordercorals plating corals. We've got pink hystrix at the back, and then we've got a little piece of SPS in the middle. So I'll give you some close-ups of those right now. So at the back, right next to each other, we've got a red and a green Mailordercoral. These are plating. They definitely are growing as well. I've seen some growth, because the gap between the 2 is definitely really tightened up, because there was quite a big gap between the 2, and now they're pretty much touching now. So I'm hoping they'll just play out against this area. The reason I put it there is because it's out the back and quite low down, out the way, because they're plating. They are going to shade quite a bit. So I can't have them obviously up here, where it's going to take up a lot of surface area, really shade corals. So I want to put them nice and low. I thought the back was quite a nice spot here just to fill out this little plain gap here. So that's super glued there as well. And then pink hystrix, this coral's been in here the longest, and it is growing. There's a few bits here, all kind of just mushed together. Colour's not great on at the moment, and we are getting a little bit of green skin. If anyone knows what that is, comment down below. There's a little bit of green flesh that's appearing. It should be bright pink. I've had that a couple times before with pink hystrix. It does tend to go a little bit green sometimes. And then this is just a little piece of SPS coral that came out of my dad's tank. Tried to rescue it. I think it's actually recovering, to be fair. A lot of it's dead, but it doesn't really seem to be continuing to strip, so it seems to be quite happy in this tank, which is all good. There's a few hermit crabs in here helping up with just cleaning up the tank here and there. Annoyingly, is on the base all this this brown, I think it's like diatoms or something. It's on the glass. It is quite hard to get off, but what is good is underneath it, see all those pink spots? That's coralline algae, and that is exactly what I've been waiting for on this tank. So it's literally pink spots everywhere, and each pink spot just keeps getting bigger and bigger, and eventually they're all just going to keep touching, and it's going to look really good. Completely pinky purple looking bottom, which is what I've been waiting for. Hopefully all this brown detritus stuff kind of just goes away. There's a little bit on the rock here and there, but I think it's just an ugly stage of the tank. Will just sort itself out over time. The wave machine, I did a video on this previously, just a couple of days ago actually, is still really impressing me. It does push the perfect amount of water flow throughout the tank, definitely perfect for SPS, just for this little 50 litre peninsula tank. Just one slight concern is, because now I've got a glass lid, it keeps heat in, but sometimes it might be a little bit too much. Temperature, we're at 25.7, it's set for 25.2, so at the moment it's half a degree higher than what it should be. Reason being is because in the UK it's, we're starting to get summer now, and especially the next couple of days it's supposed to be like 27-28 degrees heat, so the temperature might go up slightly, but it doesn't ever really rise by much than a degree. But we're only in June now, so I'm just hoping that doesn't go above 27, but if it does, hopefully it's just for a day or two. The fish and shrimp probably won't care that much, they're quite hard. It's just the SPS coral can be a little bit fussy towards the temperature, but I think they'll be fine. We'll just see how it goes. Worst case scenario, I'm going to have to take this lid off for a few hours a day just to let the heat drop down. I've tested my nitrates and phosphates. Phosphates are super low, nitrates are struggling, they're at like 1. I do weekly water changes every Sunday, only if I need to do them, but I usually do need to do them just to keep the nutrients down, but they don't really go above like 2 ppm nitrate really, 3 ppm, doesn't really go above that. So it stays super low, phosphate stays super low. The Red Sea LED 50, which by the way I'm really getting on with this light, it's really good. I've been running this for quite a few years now, and it is really good. I'm only running it at 30% blue and 30% white, which is quite low power really. It's it's quarter power, and the algae that grows on this glass, I have to clean it twice a day. It's a real mystery. I've been suffering from it for quite a few weeks now. I mean, well, way over a month actually, I think. And I don't know what's causing it, because nutrients are super low. The light is really not pushing that much power out. So I don't know really what's causing the such high algae all over the glass. I mean, on the rocks it's not too bad. On the bottom obviously you're going to get that little bit of a film. But on the glass it's just really annoying. I have to clean it twice a day. Usually I can get away with 2-3 days without cleaning the glass. But I have to do it twice. I've never had that on any of my tanks ever, so I'm not too sure what's causing that. Hopefully it's just one of the stages the tank's going through, and hopefully, fingers crossed, it'll sort itself out. So time will tell. For those of you that don't know my filtration system, there's some modified rear filtration sump. So we just got a sponge, biological, second one biological, and the heater, and then we've just got the return pump ATO in that last chamber. So it's pretty simple, but really efficient. The sponge doesn't even get that clogged that quickly. I have to change it out maybe once a week or something, which is alright. So I think that'll about do it for this week's little update on the Fluval Evo. Hope you guys very much enjoyed. Not too sure what I'm going to do for the next video, but I'll figure something out to do either on this tank or my freshwater tank. But saying that, we have 2 saltwater tanks downstairs owned by my dad that I will be doing a video on very shortly. So the next video may be on one of those tanks or both of them. So I'll catch you guys very shortly. Bye.